Good evening, gentlemen, guys, everybody. My name is Kenny Boyer. I'm defensive coordinator at Hazelwood Central High School here in St. Louis, Missouri. Been here at Hazelwood Central now, going in or just finishing out my third year as a defensive coordinator here. Been in Missouri a total of these last 4 years. Previously was on the East Coast with stops in North Carolina and Virginia. I spent 2.5 years at North Carolina Central University working with the defense there. Got 2 MEAC titles, still chasing the elusive state title, but we're getting there. Been coaching for a little under 10 years, I think 9-ish, maybe. I don't know. That's about it.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, or morning, whenever you're watching this. I'm Matthew Bennett. I'm the co-OC and offensive line coach at Clinton High School, for those of you that know where it's at. They don't pronounce the T here. It's one of the first to say the T when they move. Been here. This will be our third season here. I came in with Coach Fountain, the new head coach here, and only ever been in South Carolina. Started coaching right out of high school. So I think this past year was year 12. I think year 12. 11 or 12. But been fortunate, had some good stops. Hadn't won the state championship yet, but still working on it. We're working our way towards. But excited to be here and love talking ball. So. All right, so early in the game, anybody who plays us knows it's a big shot. We're a big fly sweep. When we go fly sweep, they're on rocket toss, whatever. That close to the goal line, I don't like pitching it behind the quarterback, so we'll just go jet sweep, fly sweep, whatever you call it. We're going to go to the right just because that's our quicker back, playing that A-back position. And with the 6 technique, it's easier to reach for the tight end. The 4 eyes, tackle will be down on that, guards out and around, and play side wing back's going to go out and try to block the corner. You free runners, you play side linebacker. We feel like with us running as fast as we can go to get the mesh, and him not necessarily standing flat-footed, being square to the line of scrimmage, maybe for a banana we can get a little bit of leverage. We're going to try to get this thing to about 2nd and 3 if we can. Or maybe somebody falls down and we score, or maybe you hit us in the mouth in the backfield. But that's what I would call to that front. And also it gives me an idea of what you're going to do to motion on the first play of the game.
1st and 10 out the game, knowing the type of offense that we're playing against, we're going to try and keep it as simple as possible, and not try and overcomplicate things for our end. We'll come out in a too high look, playing some form of roll 3 coverage, any kind of motion. We're going to jump fast at it just to try and keep get somebody outside the force in or stop movement. Up front, we're going to try and stay gap sound. We're not trying to get ran up or run up field, get ran out of position. All we want is hands on our keys, 2 yards of penetration, nothing more than that. Read and react and run. Try and let the linebackers do their work. Safety should pop free, should show. Corner should be the second defender. He's the safety valve in the event of anything deep. So safety should show first for any kind of lead blocker to at least have the running back stop his feet. Because at this point, all we're trying to do with that jet motion is get the running back to stop his momentum and slow it down to let our pursuit get there. So at that point, we're working. We get there. Pursuit angles. Everybody should be scraping and running at that point. First thing I know we want to do up front is try and put the offensive line in a bind where we don't allow them to make their easy routine blocks with that tilted nose there. We want that guard to make a decision and be wrong either way. He does make it because he can't free release and leave the tilted nose there and leave the center to himself. So we want want to put him in a bind there. We still got that 4-eye backside, who's going to be a problem way or another, and that 5 to the tight end side as well. So just in terms of that, we're trying to put stress on any kind of double teams or blocking assignments that way, so that our linebackers can possibly play a little bit quicker to the ball or any kind of runs. The play that we have here is a 5-man pressure. We have our strong side backer, our shark, and our Mike backer blitzing. Defensive line wise, we're going slant left, going opposite of the blitzing outside linebacker. Mike to the strong side is going to go first, trying to be a suicide bomber. He's going to show the money at the guard and then attack the inside shoulder of the tackle, just to free up our defensive end for his stunt. He's trying to reach the A gap. If he gets there, great. If he doesn't, well, we got to figure it out. Shark is coming off the end or off the edge for outside contain. Coverage wise, we're in a 3-under-3 deep, trying to protect our thirds. To the one receiver side, it's 2-on-1, so our corner can play it off. He can play it press because he does have underneath help. He kind of has the freedom to kind of do or play that how he sees fit. And to the boundary, we're not necessarily worried about the tight end to the boundary in terms of the pass. So we can kind of overrun him and let our weak side linebacker work over top in passing situations. So any kind of quick RPO hit, that strong safety that's coming down, he has a green light to basically blitz to kill, if you will. So the minute he sees bubble, he's shooting and going. Our corner, who's in a 2-to-1 read, the minute 2's dead, he's locked on 1, and he has to match up to that.
Twirl motion with number 2 in trips. He's going to come to beside the B-back and then bust back out. It's an option look that we give. Sometimes we run the option off, and sometimes we don't. In this particular case, we're going to base out that 5 technique with the tackle initially for pre-snap. I know you got a lot of movement things going on, but pre-snap, we're going to base the 5. We're going to ace the front side with the center and guard on the tilted nose. We're going to scoop to cut the backside 4-eye with the backside tackle. We're going to pull the backside guard to the front side linebacker as well as insert that wing. So we got 2 insert blocks on the inside. The twirl motion is just to make you think we're going to try to get on the edge. Outside receiver to the trips. Outside receiver, he's got MOR, just try to take the top off, get y'all to back up. And the backside receiver, he's running across the field for the love of the game. Cut off the safety if he can. Motion. Our quarterback's going to reverse out, fake the toss sweep, take 1 gather step. He's reading the corner. If he covers the post, throw the wheel to the corner. If he covers the wheel, throw the post out of the back of the end zone. Whatever you do, don't lay it up for a defender. 2 safest throws, and we're going to do it off of our orbit motion, rocket motion, whatever you want to call it, because by the 4th quarter, everybody knows we're going to run some sweeps. So hopefully we can get somebody to step down. Just the old Paul Johnson. If any Paul Johnson people listen, it's just post wheel 138, Razor 138 post wheel.
So third and short, we need a play. So we're gonna send a called 5-man pressure. How this is going to be set up for us. Corners are basically man on the outside man or the outside most man. So to the one receiver side, corner is essentially man on number 1 if he goes deep. If he goes away, it turns into cover 3 and just stay deeper than the deepest. Our strong side outside linebacker, he's stacked on the wing back to that side. So at that point, if the wing back motions away, chase after him in a nutshell, just blitz, cause havoc as best as possible. If he goes out for a route, that's your man. I don't care where he goes. If he goes to the bathroom to take a piss, you better come back and tell me how many times he shakes. To the weak side, corner is essentially deep third. His eyes are on the wing back. If the wing goes away, zone up, look for work. If the flow of the play goes the opposite side, stay home. You don't know if something crazy might come back your way. Our tilted nose is just pushing. Is just pressing his A gap, making it hard on that center guard combo. Our backside Will Backer, he's shooting that A gap through hell or high water. He should have a free run, or somebody on that side should have a free run for something, because we got three guys going on that side, and only two people should have an opportunity to really block them. So if Will should hit home. If he doesn't, what is that? Our three technique should get home, and if he doesn't, our outside linebacker should get home. Somebody should come free in that with this blitz. Front side, our Mike is waiting on pins and needles, waiting for anything run to show his way. He has free ability to shoot it if he sees it. He has somebody to bail him out with the free safety. Free safety is playing flat footed, because he's it's third and short. We know what's coming. We're expecting the run, so free safety's playing flat footed, reading high hat, low hat. And if you sees ball carrier, sees daylight, he's fitting it. If he gets high hat, all he's doing is just turning around, running for depth, and trying to get into play of something and helping out. Our strong safety, he's stacked over the tackle over. Same thing, high hat, low hat. If he gets high hat, all it is he's just trying to find space. So his drop is hook curl. His drop is hook curl. So he's just working for depth and just filling in. So it's kind of a hybrid 3/man coverage. Just kind of depends on what each player gets in what he sees. So this is one of our red zone defenses, red zone coverages. Coverage wise, it's called lucky. Typically, you only call this when you're 10 and in as a defense. It being the 11, that's close enough to go ahead and warrant calling. With this defense, our corners are in a press technique, inside leverage. But the main thing about this coverage that kind of gives people fits is that it's an ins and out coverage. It's meant to stop two of the routes that a lot of teams do the most in the red zone, which is a fade ball or a slant route. Our corners are pressed up inside, snap of the ball, or even a little bit before. All they're doing is they're bailing out and working at a 45-degree angle to the outside shoulder of their number one receiver. So to both sides are doing the same thing, guarding against the fade ball. So if number one goes fade, you should be right in position to take the angle away, as well as see the balls released for any kind of back shoulder or whatever it might be. We'll be in very good position, hopefully, to be in a jump ball situation and win it. Definitely wouldn't play this coverage if I have a 5'5" corner. We'll try and stay away from this. We want to put him in a bad situation. Across the board, for our strong side outside linebacker, our shark, all he's doing, he's reading slants of number one to a flat of number two. So his step is really simple. Check, run, pass. If it's pass, snaps his eyes to number one. If number one's gone, all he's doing is looking for the first thing coming out, and he's jumping on that. If the slant does come his way by number one, all he's trying to do is get in the throwing window. Because what we are banking on is the quarterback not getting his first read and allowing our 4-man rush to get there. From there, our strong safety, he's slant of number two. So our sharp backers slant of one. Our strong safety slant of number two. Same kind of concept. Check, run, pass, snap your eyes at two. If two's going slant, get in the window. If two is doing anything else, it just turns into a regular zone. Work for depth. You don't have to jump anything to the flat because you already have the shark out there. Our Mike, he's working seam of number three, so that's why he's kind of drawn, working a little deeper. Just in the event that let's say they have Patrick Mahomes back there and he extends the play for an additional 5 seconds, and the slant of number one works his way past the shark and past the strong safety. And he kind of works for depth into the end zone. We want our Mike kind of running almost a Tampa 2 in a sense. So he's sinking for depth. Any kind of throw in front of him is a win for us. So we want him sinking for depth. Our will backer, because it's a 3-by-1, our will backer's gonna work to the strong side and kind of help out with anything underneath for the Mike, so the Mike can get a little bit deeper in that particular situation. Backside, our free safety, is for all intents and purposes a combo since it's only one receiver. Free safety still same rules as the shark backer to the strong side. He's a slant of number one. If the receiver goes fade ball at that point, since it's only number one to that side, he can either stay or go help the corner out and try and get in the throwing picture somehow, some way. Because our will backer, while he is working front side, he'll still be trying to hide where the running back is in case, let's say, it's a slip screen to the backside or some kind of sprint out with a throwback, if you will. Up front, we're still going to move our nose to relate to that wing tight end. So he won't be a tilt in this particular picture because he is he's stunting back to that weak side, so he won't be tilted in this case. I mean, he can be, but I just feel, just knowing the guys that I currently coach, it will be easier for them to kind of make that stunt without it being a tilt. So we're just he's working weak side, trying to get hands on that weak side guard, kind of disrupt him, pull our center along with it. Our tempo in our 4-eye, he's showing the money to that weak side tackle, and he's crossing all the way face, working for that opposite A. Our joker, our weak side linebacker, he's blitzing off the edge. He's just go green light go, trying to pursue, wreak havoc. Depending on blocking rules, either Joker should be free on the edge pressure, or our tempo coming around on his stunt should be free, depending on kind of what's going on. Our Bandit, he's just a simple 5 technique at this point. He's just staying contained to that 3 receiver side. We don't want him doing too much anything, because in that event where it's crunch time, we probably won't want him to still play that outside containment. So that would be what we'd roll out here.
Are going to sprint right, so he was right there. We're in a sprint right, and the outside receiver in trips is going to run a fade. The backside receiver is going to run a slant. But what we're trying to do with number 2 and number 3 is we're trying to get that wing, come from his wing position. He's going to get depth as he goes on the shoot. And the number 2 is going to kind of climb and cut across to sit down over top of the ball. And in all honesty, we're hoping for man coverage, hope we can get him to run into each other. And we're going to try to throw it to the wing sitting down about the goal line. Of course, if for some miracle we think we can win a one-on-one jump ball to the wide guy, we'll try that. But post snap, it's a one-man read. Hope he can get open. This is not a situation we enjoy being in. Well, I mean, I just appreciate you having me on, Coach. South Carolina guys, guys stick together. Both O-line guys. We do it a little bit different, but we both certainly coach our kids hard, and try to do the best we can by them. I know you've amassed a pretty good following down there in the Low Country. A lot of people think highly of what you do, and that's for good reason. They should. I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate Coach Boyd for coming on, bringing a little MEAC flair to the pod, or not the podcast, the YouTube show. It's always cool to talk to somebody who's played at like North Carolina Central. That's a good program, man. And obviously he's got the 2 rings to back it up. Some dang good football.
Uh, Same, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk some ball. It's that time of the year where even though we had a spring season here, a little 5 weeks of 5 week appetizer, if you will. It's that long May going into June where you really start to miss football here in Missouri because we don't have actually spring ball, spring practices as much of the southern states do. So it's any opportunity to talk ball and just kind of talk through X's and O's and look at a new system or what other people are doing in other parts of the country. It's always a good time. Puts a smile on your face and warms the heart of just football guys that really just love it and grind at it. I appreciate everything. Definitely got a few things to kind of add to my magical air raid triple option playbook that I'm drawing up in secret. Definitely, I appreciate the opportunity and thank you.